The drums are more distinct and clear. There is an indistinct scream. A bird of prey? A hapless rabbit giving a death rattle? Or is it just the wind? The man now straightens his stance, and a imaginary tie puts on a winning smile and delivers a pitch to rival. Salesman of the Year! You know, like that guy who sold you that electric toothpick dispenser with internet access last year.
Yep, the family dog. Every patriotic American has one. But what makes Rex different than Rover? What if you could change your canine's coat to match the living room drapes? Or softly glow in the dark? I developed a symbiotic algae that would make my pooch a great nightlight. It was bound to be the next super fad. Sadly, my poor puppy's hair fell out, and it was back to the drawing board.
The man moves over to talk to a lizard, sunning himself.
Yes, my life has been filled with such endeavors. So close, yet so far away. Always on the edge of greatness and glory, and one step away from bankruptcy. Oh, I yearn to add to the gross national product and brass consumerism that greases the machine of our economy, and add to my cash supply. Cash. Pieces of paper that for some reason everyone has decided is fine for trading for goods and services. It was the rule of supply and demand. My demand was high, but my supply was low. Money. That magic panacea that if I only had an abundance of, would solve all my problems. But I'd have as much chance of winning the lottery. Who could believe that it'd be that easy? At last, a life of luxury and ease. But gold loses its luster, and leisure gets boring. You might think the American dream is to lay on the couch, guzzle beer, and watch sports all day. But I don't think that's what drives the spirit of a man. And I do mean the male of the species. A woman might be content to bear and raise a child, but a man wishes to carve his name upon the rock of ages, to write his name in the snow, to leave more than just his progeny, but to be immortal.
The drums are now loud and booming. They sound close, very close. Think malaria, pesty files, and the natives are restless. The man faces the audience, spreads his arms, and gives his inaugural speech.
History. I would add my name to the annals. I would be an answer to a Trivial Pursuit question, a question on Jeopardy. I would do more than Pasteur, more than Franklin, more than Hitler. I would abolish the hunger that gnaws at the belly of humanity. I would banish hunger. With my newfound wealth, I founded research and delved into the possibilities. Humanity had spread across the globe, and Mother Earth could no longer sustain him. No one creature or plant in existence could satiate the growing hunger. It was now in the hands of technology and the budding science of genetics. I worked on developing the other white meat, splicing the genes of the red kangaroo, the domestic dog, and the wolverine. I would call my creation the Roo. What a boon to humanity. Not only would our protein requirements be fulfilled, but we would have a new best friend and a great asset to Homeland Security.
The man falls upon his knees. raises his arm to heaven, and then hides his face in his hands. Tells us the conclusion of his tragic tale.
Oh, the hubris of man, the arrogance that is me. All I wanted was my name to echo throughout the ages, to have school children be forced to write my name on pop quizzes, to have my likeness carved on a mountainside. But here I lie, naked in the blistering desert sun, with one boot. My name, a curse upon the parched lips of those who still survive.
The drumming builds to a frenzy and breaks into a frantic drum solo, reminiscent of an 80s heavy metal drummer killing time, while the lead singer receives CPR again. Yet, failed hero. There is a moment of silence. Then a large thud. And a blood-curdling scream. And then another dramatic pause. Hey, this is a family play. If you want sex and violence, then go turn on the TV and watch the evening news. From the wings of the stage. There is a rustling of moment and shadows flow onto the stage. A lone piece of darkness struts across the landscape and approaches the spotlight. Suddenly, a spear strikes out from the darkness and pokes the obviously dead and defunct hero. Enter the end result of man's meddling with the double helix, the now sentient Roo. He is half cast in shadow. Only the silhouette of the primitive hunter/warrior is known. The solitary leader then speaks in a Stellatorian voice.
The sun is fierce, red disk of heat and angry god of light, and fire and cost of wrath upon lands of people. I search for safe passage for the tribe, for I'm a warrior of my people, and I have sworn the oath of protection. Life is hard, brutal, and short with these harsh hands, and the heartless apes, the hairless apes, still wage their war against hatred and the fear against us. But the Roo will prevail. I just put a lone rabid male out of his misery. Shark, raven mad. Waving a boot and yelling gibberish. But the boot is just my size. And tonight there will be feast and fresh meat.
The other members of the tribe. The rustling shadows off stage come forward. Hairy, strange arms reach into the circle of light and drag our daunt and dead protagonist to feed the maddening crowd as sunset fades upon the age of humanity. Dawn softly breaks upon the Roo. Oh my God! What the hell are you doing? Put me down! Jesus Christ! Stop it!